Welcome back to the channel. Today we're installing an absolute necessity if you want to do any kind of cold weather van life or camping, a diesel heater. We got this Evo 40 install kit from the team over at Vanlife Outfitters. We chose this heater because it's rated to 15,000 feet, so it will work in almost any environment. To start the install, we're prepping everything before it gets dropped into the van. If you're interested in the specific kit we are using or any other materials used throughout this video, those will all be linked down in the description box below.
One of the things that is super helpful is if you can keep all your connections on the inside. So basically, like when you cut this out, you can just cut one large hole. And if you keep all your like screw heads and the connection point flipped to the inside, you can cut a slightly smaller hole that encompasses this whole thing, just making the project a little bit easier. For the fuel line here, we just need it to run to the fuel pump. So I don't know exactly where that's going to get mounted yet, but there's basically left some extra fuel cable here that we can drop through with the tank. I'll tell you, I've installed this all underneath the van before. It sucks. So definitely like pre-installing is the way to go. So the first step for us, and I'll say like this is a very unconventional install. If this was a newer vehicle, you'd have a fuel tap, you'd have like more space to set it up, a better location. For this, there's this one section right here, literally like only this one little hole will work. And so it just makes it easier because of the size of this particular heater to remove the seat, which we've already done, and then also remove the seat base, which we've also already done.
Because we aren't mounting the heater on a flat surface here, we're using a fire-resistant sealant to fill in any gaps around the heater and create a good seal. Once it's all sealed up, we can thread the heater into the hole and begin to mount it. And before you come at me for using self-tappers here rather than bolts, there wasn't proper access under the van to tighten a bolt down, but I would recommend bolting the unit in place if that's possible. The Evo 40 heater unit is pretty large for the T1N passenger seat, so we did a lot of measuring and cut this hole in the back of the seat base for the vent. We ended up only having about 1 inch of ducting between the unit and the vent on the back of the seat. Moving on, we assembled the pump and filter outside the van for the easiest install possible, and then with a little trial and error, found a good placement for the pump underneath. The fuel pump works best when installed at a slightly upward angle to allow the diesel to get pulled through the filter first. So when all is said and done, the inside of the pump should be slightly lower than the fuel line going to the heater. We need to secure the exhaust and intake, so once again use a couple of self-tappers under the van to get those secured in place. The alternative here would be to use a riv nut and small bolt to bolt them into place, but we're in a bit of a time crunch to get this installed.
We're going to run a fuel line over to our tank, and we're actually going to have to do a auxiliary tap on this specific tank. And then this is our little wiring harness that's actually going to run right up here. We have a separate hole where the wiring for the pump itself will run down through the whole unit and everything.
Filming the process of installing one of these heaters is pretty difficult, so if you are finding this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up for my wonderful videography skills. And yeah, hopefully you're finding this helpful. If you're watching this, I know you're right there with us. So yeah, hopefully it's not too terrible on your end.
Once we have the bottom of the install sorted and the exhaust clear of any lines or wiring, we can install our freshly painted seat base. You can see the clearance on the Evo 40 is tight in this space, but I'm happy to report that we have had no issues with airflow so far after using it for a couple months. It's important that the heater is installed in a well-ventilated space so that it doesn't overheat with constant use. We got the ducting and vent installed, and then it's on to wiring. The install kit comes with a wiring loom that needs to be plugged into the unit under this cover and runs down to the fuel pump and up to the smart temp controller unit. After pre-wiring everything together, we can drop the seat and swivel back on the base and get it bolted down. And since we have the pleasure of installing this on a van without an auxiliary fuel tap, we had to drop the fuel tank and install a new fuel sending unit with a tap. But we'll spare you the details on that since most vans come with auxiliary fuel taps.
For this particular heater, you actually need 2 leads. One of them needs to be able to hold 20 amps. So we've gone ahead and run a 12 gauge wire right over here that goes all the way back to our main fuse box. The other one is just a little 5 amp supply, which is mainly responsible for the heater control and some other accessory stuff on the heater itself. And that's just a 16 gauge wire that we ran right here. We're going to quickly tuck these into the seat here, and then we're going to use some lever nuts to hook it up to the actual wiring harness on the heater itself. So that's the 16 gauge right there, and this is the 12 gauge right here. One of the things about these heaters is they come with this like fairly long piece of loom, and they actually also come with built-in fuses as well. So you actually don't have to fuse off the fuse box. We do either way, just because it's easier to do that way. But I also usually like to leave these fuses in, especially on the Webasto units. The wiring and the quality of the fuses are really, really high. And it's always good to have a device fused as close to the device as possible. So I usually just leave these in as a redundant fuse because these would blow slightly faster than those back there if you ever had any issues. So that's the case there. We're gonna go ahead and leave those, although we are gonna go ahead and cut these leads off and tie straight into the rest of the leads there. And I will say the biggest thing with ampacity rating on your wires is just make sure you are aware of how long they are running because the ampacity rating changes the longer the wire is running. So for us, we're all set. We're going to have 20 amps carried through the 12 gauge all the way down to our fuse box, and 5 is going to be totally fine on the 16 gauge all the way down to the fuse box as well. So we're going to go ahead and cut these and wire them right up. These are the Wago brand or Wago brand. I don't know how to pronounce it. But these just clip right on to the wire like that. Push the lever nut down and you have a secure connection, and then they're rated up to 32 amps, which is super, super cool.
Once all the leads are wired in, we can clean up all the excess wiring, add fuses to our main panel, and move on to testing the unit.
Vanlife Outfitters on their YouTube channel has a very, very helpful install tutorial that's much more professional than this. And they actually show you how to like bleed the lines and everything like that. Me, I don't usually bleed the lines. What I usually do is just run the heater a couple times, and it cycles through the startup a few times. It starts to pump up, it pulls the diesel through the lines, and then on the 3rd or 4th try maybe, it'll usually like kick on and actually receive the fuel to the unit itself. If you're using a fuel tap, make sure your fuel is over like 1/4 of a tank, because most fuel taps only go down to 1/4 of a tank, just so you can't totally drain your tank by running your heater overnight, and then you'd be stranded somewhere. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this on to our little smart temp right here. It's a good sign that it's turning red here and looking like it's about to start running. One of the really cool things about this particular heater, especially with the smart temp control, is you can actually control it completely from your phone.
I can feel air. It's not warm air, but I feel air.
One of my favorite things about these Webasto units is how quiet these fuel pumps actually are. If you've ever used a Chinese diesel heater, you know these things can be super loud if you don't get the right kit. So basically we have to pull fuel all the way from this little line that runs all the way over to our gas tank over there. So it'll probably take a couple of runs for it to pull through all the way up to this little pump before we'll actually be able to like start the heater up and it'll boot up. But The alternative would be to basically disconnect right here and use a syringe and pull all the fuel through the line before you start it, which is probably the correct way to do it, but this is the easier way to do it. So you can see here we just got a F01, which is a no fuel, no start error code here, which is totally normal on the first couple startups here. I would say don't worry about something like this if you're doing it this way until the 5th startup, and then maybe you can start trying to figure out what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and cycle it again and just get more fuel through the lines.
Oh yeah, she's warm.
Alright y'all, as you can maybe hear, here on the, I think 4th, maybe 5th startup, we finally got fuel into the system. We are pumping out hot air right now. We usually leave this on for a couple minutes just to make sure everything's working well, but so far we're good to go. Once again, never really ever had a problem with the Vanlife Outfitters heaters. Highly recommend that kit for sure. So if you're in the market for a heater, we'll have all those linked down below, and I'd highly recommend also checking out their YouTube channel. We'll link their install video as well, just for like a total, full, professional rundown of how to install one of these heaters. Hopefully you enjoyed this more DIY friendly install.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Bye.